The movie kicks off with Nat, her boyfriend Tom, a girl named Millie, and two other friends, Tyler and Greg, having a blast on their vacation at a Mexican beach. One night, Nat goes to grab some drinks and runs into a homeless man in a wheelchair. After giving him some cash, she notices his legs are amputated. The guy then tells her he was supposedly mangled by a great white shark. He freaks Nat out, warning her to be careful. At dawn, the friends leave a party, and on the way home, Tom gets a dumb idea to steal some jet ski keys and go for a ride. Taking advantage of the fact that no one's around, the group puts their plan into action. They leave their shoes by the water, stashing their phones there, and head out to open sea. At first, Nat hesitates, remembering the homeless guy's story, but soon her best friend Millie convinces her to join the chaos. Millie brings her phone along, filming all the tricks the guys try to pull off, not noticing how far they're drifting from shore. Soon, the risky stunts scare Nat, and she begs the group to head back. But it's too late. Misjudging the distance, the guys crash into each other, and Greg ends up with a serious leg fracture. When the group comes to, they realize Tyler's passed out, so Tom immediately dives in to save him. They all pile onto the last working jet ski, managing to give their injured friend some first aid. Meanwhile, Millie tries to get a signal on her phone, but every attempt fails. Later, the group decides to get Greg to a hospital, leaving Tyler and Millie floating, but when Tom tries to start the jet ski, he finds it's dead. Checking the engine, he realizes they can't fix it without tools. Feeling crushed, the group debates what to do next. Nat tries to get someone's attention using her phone, but no one spots them. Instead, she finds proof on the phone that Tom was cheating on her with her best friend. Panicked, Tom tries to grab the phone, but Nat refuses to hand it over, and it ends up falling into the water. While Nat, to put it mildly, vents her frustration, Tom dives in to look for the phone. Millie tries to explain to her friend, saying she was super drunk that night, but Nat doesn't want to hear any excuses. Time drags on, and Greg, losing tons of blood, gets worse and worse. So Tyler decides to swim for help, but just a few meters out, a shark shows up nearby. The friends try to warn him, but Tyler doesn't hear them and keeps swimming. Turns out, the predator was drawn by Greg's blood, so it ignores Tyler for now. Scared of the shark, Tom tries to climb onto the jet ski, causing everyone to fall into the water. With all the blood, Greg becomes easy prey, and soon the shark attacks him. In that moment, Nat's hair gets caught on his watch, dragging her down with him. As the shark dives deeper, Nat desperately tries to free herself, and, luckily, manages to break loose, making it back to the jet ski. Meanwhile, Tyler's still trying to find help. He finally spots a boat and excitedly starts shouting to get their attention, but sadly, no one hears him. Suddenly, the shark swims right by him. Tyler tries not to panic and follow the rules, but the predator seems to have locked onto him, and soon it attacks. In desperation, he calls for help, but within seconds, the shark drags him under. More than an hour passes. The friends start wondering if Tyler found help. Not realizing no one's coming for them, severe thirst pushes Millie to drink some seawater, but Nat stops her, explaining it'll only make things worse. Tom keeps trying to fix the jet ski, but even as night falls, they can't get it moving. Sometime later, a chance at rescue finally appears when Nat notices an unusual light not far off. She remembers the flashlight on her phone, but it seems no one sees them, so she suggests one of them swims to get help. Tom jumps into the water right away, but hurries back after a few meters, terrified the shark might be nearby. Nat decides they can't miss this shot and heads for the boat herself. She carefully slips into the water and swims, trying not to make noise. As she gets closer to the light, her hopes fade. It's just a life vest with a dead guy inside. Panic hits Nat, and hearing her scream, Tom rushes to her, helping her get to safety. There, Nat calmly explains what she saw, guessing the shark somehow killed that man. The next day, Nat wakes up and looks around. when suddenly a shark attacks her from the depths. Turns out, it was just a nightmare that jolted her awake. Soon, the group spots the man's body with some wooden pieces nearby. They decide to use them as oars to try paddling back to shore. Nat also grabs the life vest and hands it to her friend, who it turns out can't swim. They paddle hard, but after a while, dehydration and the blazing sun take their toll, and their energy runs dry. Then, out of nowhere, the shark attacks again, and the group can only sit helplessly and watch. When the predator hits the jet ski again, Tom gets a serious leg wound. In that moment, Nat stabs the shark with the sharp end of an oar, making it back off for a bit. But the friends barely get a breather before the shark returns, this time knocking its prey into the water. It goes straight for Tom, and by some miracle he escapes and climbs back onto the jet ski with Nat. Their friend is still in the water, fighting to stay alive. But before she can reach them, the shark grabs her and finishes her off. When a shocked Nat realizes there's no hope of saving Millie, she lets her go, and the shark drags the body under. Then Nat tries again to remove the plastic cover shielding the jet ski's engine. Using all her strength, she finally breaks part of the cover, revealing what's wrong with the engine. Turns out, the jet ski's fuel line is torn. Badly injured and barely conscious, Tom can't help at all. At that moment, Nat spots the life vest again and gets the idea to use it to patch the fuel line. With no better options, she dives in to grab it. But as soon as she gets it, the shark appears, heading straight for Tom, only to lose interest quickly, putting Nat in serious danger. Realizing she has no choice but to fight, she grabs a piece of the broken cover and at the right moment hits the ferocious predator. Tom watches helplessly, unable to do anything. When he loses sight of her, he thinks she's gone, but to his surprise, she's banged up but still alive. Then Nat manages to reconnect the torn fuel line and start the engine, but the jet ski is badly damaged and can't pick up speed. Meanwhile, the shark keeps chasing them, giving no chance to escape. When Tom realizes they can't both make it, he decides to sacrifice himself to give his girlfriend a shot at reaching shore. As he jumps into the water, Nat notices and tries to save him, but the shark is way faster, latching onto its prey instantly, leaving Nat no choice but to keep going and save herself. Soon, Nat almost reaches shore when the jet ski crashes into a reef, and she's back in the water. Nat pushes with everything she's got to get to land, but the shark isn't giving up and keeps chasing her. At the very last moment, she avoids death thanks to the rocky seabed, slipping through while the shark gets stuck. And so, Nat finally steps onto solid ground, free from this horrific nightmare. She gets up and starts moving forward, trying to find help in an unfamiliar place. And that's where Shark Bait ends. Honestly, the movie didn't do much for me, though a couple of moments stand out. The shark looks cool, and the open water scenes are genuinely tense. You feel like you're stuck out there waiting to get chomped. The CGI is decent in spots, and the group's panic during the shark attacks keeps you on edge. But man, the characters are a total mess. They're all so annoying and act so dumb, you're practically rooting for the shark to eat them. The plot's predictable to the point of boredom, with shark movie cliches in every scene, and the dialogue is sometimes so bad you just want to turn it off. It's fine as background noise if you're into trashy stuff like The Shallows, but overall, it's a dud. I'd give it a 4 out of 10. Watched it, forgot it.